asked me that last year, the same question last year, I probably would have said no. But my life view has changed dramatically. So I was kicked out of the country at the very beginning of my career. I finished my opera. It was very successful. Had quite a few performances of it. And I just began getting to know people, making contacts, and then I was kicked out of the country, and it was a big blow to me, and it was very difficult. It was very painful. And I also applied to Paris Conservatoire. I was not accepted, and it really affected my confidence and my ability. And then I applied to Brussels Conservatoire, which I made it past the first stage for an audition. So I went to Brussels, I played, and I wrote. Which was very good for my confidence that I got to that stage, but my piano audition was terrible. I sat down at the keyboard, and I actually froze. I had forgotten I was supposed to play Bach, and I stared at I knew it, I practiced it, I memorized it, I knew it, and I sat down in front of the jury, and I completely froze. I just stared at the keyboard, and before I knew it, I started playing, and I couldn't remember what happened next. So I started playing, and my hands were going faster than my brain could process. My composition audition went really well, actually, and the composition professor offered to take me as his private pupil, which I rejected because I wasn't going to live in Brussels without going to school there. So I was rejected officially by the conservatoire, but I was accepted by the composition professor himself. But then, of course, I left Brussels. I came back here, and it took me 4 months to find a place to live, which was very difficult. And then I moved into a place which I'm subletting, and the day I moved in, I told myself that if I want to be a great composer one day, I need to think how a great composer would think. And one of the things he would do is he would write every day, because that's the only way you get better. And so I forced myself for the first week to write, to get up 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, and write, even if it was 5 minutes, or even if it was even 5 minutes was enough. It didn't matter if it was poor or good, not good. It didn't matter as long as it was something. And then so I have a friend who works as a director in Poland, and she was here visiting London, and she offered me a commission to write piano pieces for her because it had been a year since I had finished anything, because my head was, not right, I guess. So it had been a year since I had written anything, and she wanted me to write. She wanted me to write her pieces so that she could pass on to another director to see if he would be interested in my work. She gave me 1 word per item, so each piece had to be about that 1 word. The point is that, first off, the pieces were very precise in describing those words, and it forced me to finish work, to finish writing. Even because one of the problems I had when I went back to the States was that I would write, and it would be very, I said it was very superficial, but I wouldn't finish anything because I would be so unhappy with it. So this forced me to finish things, even if I was unhappy with them. It forced me to push it to a point where I would be satisfied enough to give it to someone. So it really pushed me, and it was probably one of the best things I could have done. The music got really good reviews, and when I saw that, I thought, God damn it, I earned that. I worked my ass off to get that, and it paid off. And yeah, that moment was immensely rewarding.